Na-check dito yung sounds.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. We have asked your digital trails today for contract number 26 in a 0059 to 26 in a 0065 to start the distributed governance structure by going back secretariat for the roll call if we are involved today.
Good afternoon for the attendance, please be present with your names. Vice Chairperson, DPWH Dinagat, Vice Chairperson, Charlie Benavides, members Rolix Giante, Marilyn Lim,
Present.
Maria Cabarce,
Present.
DWG, Felix Milicor, Derek Fus, Domanacos, Joseph Luz,
Present.
Si Bailon, Shirley Bago, Milagros, Secretariat, Silvia Nicolas Jr., Lumagay Ticos, Jalibin Diaz, Richard Bahit,
Present.
Tanangatan, Lisa Rico, DW, Marian Moran, David Bunostro. We have here the contractors and their representatives, Engineer Network President, Engineer Organization from Alon. We have also Ms. Marian Logiber. Mr. Chair, the members are in.
We thank you. So since we are in Coromodi, we will proceed this procurement activity today. So to present the scope of works and this technical specifications of these contracts, we have here Engineer Marian Cabarce from the details.
Good afternoon, everyone. For this private conference, we will discuss the important details stated in the bidding documents, particularly in the invitation to bid and the bid data sheet. So for the invitation to bid, the DPWH Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office, through the GAA FY 2026, intends to apply the sum of 76,230,000 pesos only, being the approved budget for the contract to payments under the contract of 7 projects from 26 NE 0059 to 26 NE 0065. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. The DPWH Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office, through its BAC, now invites bids for the hereunder works. For contract ID 26NA 0059, construction of multipurpose building, DTI Negosyo Center, Barangay Escolta, Dinagat, Dinagat Islands. Location, Barangay Escolta, Dinagat, Dinagat Islands. For the scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical and mechanical, with an ABC of 6,930,000 pesos, and the contract duration is 210 calendar days. For contract ID number 26NA0060, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Poblacion, Cagdianao, Dinagat Islands. Project location, Barangay Poblacion, Cagdianao, Dinagat Islands. With an scope of works of facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. ABC is 9,900,000 pesos. Contract duration is 210 calendar days. For contract ID number 26NA0061, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay San Vicente, Tobahon, Dinagat Islands. Location is Barangay San Vicente, Tobahon, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, and electrical, with an ABC of 19,800,000 pesos. Contract duration is 195 calendar days. Contract ID number 26NA0062, construction of municipal executive building, Santa Cruz, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. Location, Barangay Santa Cruz, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. ABC is 19,800,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 240 calendar days. Contract ID number 26NA0063, construction of Wharf, Barangay Llamera, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Location is Barangay Llamera, Libho, Dinagat Islands. For the scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, sub-base course, surface course, bridge construction, and miscellaneous structures. ABC is 4,950,000 pesos. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. For contract ID number 26NA0064, construction of wharf, Barangay Magsaysay, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Location, Barangay Magsaysay, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, facilities for the engineer. Other general requirements, earthworks, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures. ABC, 9,900,000 pesos. Contract duration is 210 calendar days. For contract ID number 26NA0065, rehabilitation of wharf, Barangay Santo Niño, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Location is Barangay Santo Niño, Libho, Dinagat Islands. For the scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures with an ABC of 4,950,000 pesos. And the contract duration is 180 calendar days. Prospective bidders should be registered with the classified by the PCAB with PCAB license category of small b for GB-1 on contract ID 26NA0059, 26NA0060, 26NA0061, and 26NA0062. And small b for GE-5 on contract ID number 26NA0063, 26NA0064, and 26NA0065. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on March 21 to April 13, 2026 from the address below and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 25,000 pesos only for contract ID 26NA0061 and 26NA0062. 10,000 pesos only for contract ID 26NA0059, 26NA0060, and 26NA0064. And 5,000 pesos only for contract ID 26NA0063 and 26NA0065. So the pre-bid conference is today, March 30, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Bid opening shall be on April 13, 2026 at 2:30 p.m. at BAC DPWH Dinagat Islands, DEO. Bids will be open in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. And let's proceed to the bid data sheet. For the bid data sheet, the source of fund is FY 2026, the General Appropriation Act. Then all bidders are required to conduct an actual site validation inspection to determine and verify all matters pertaining to the project. So before magpalit og bidoks ang bidders, kinahanglan sila moadto sa site. Then the certification of site validation shall part of the technical documents under the first envelope. Failure to submit the certification shall render the bid non-responsive. Then the minimum work experience requirements during post-qualification. So money ang gina-required for project manager 5 years, project engineer 3 years, materials engineer 3 years, foreman 2 years, sales HP 3 years. Then only accredited PE may be assigned to DPWH projects. Then the minimum major equipment requirements. So makita diri sa bid data sheet. And the DEO 11 series of 2017, the minimum material testing equipment. And in compliance with Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009, the following documents are mandatory and must be submitted as additional project requirements. For corporation, kining number 1, latest general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly reserved by the SEC, and kining sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. So kung corporation, kining duha ang i-attach sa ilahang technical documents. For sole proprietorship, only sa ang number 2, kining sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Ang format ani is makita po diri sa bidding documents. Then, bids will be valid for 120 days from the bid opening. And the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration and choose at least 2 from the following. So, 2% of the ABC if the bid security is in cash, is in cashier's check, and if in manager's check. Then 5% of the ABC if the bid security is in bank draft, is in guarantee, if irrevocable letter of credit, and if surety bond. Then during notice of award, the requirements are additional contract documents required during notice of award, construction schedule and S-curve, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, precedence diagram method, and construction safety and health program. The winning bidder shall be required to prepare and submit the construction safety and health program in accordance with DEO 241 series of 2024. The head of implementing office, upon the recommendation of the CSHP, focal person shall approve the CSHP not later than 7 calendar days from the issuance of the NOA to the contractor. The contractor shall submit the CSHP not later than 3 calendar days from the issuance of NOA to give time for its evaluation and approval. The DPWH approved CSHP is a requirement for the processing and approval of the contract agreement. Moreover, no claims by the contractor shall be processed and paid without the submission of DPWH approved CSHP. The DPWH will only approve CSHPs through a form prescribed by the DOLE if found in order. The DPWH projects shall not be implemented without the approved construction, safety, and health program by the head of the DPWH implementing office. And those are the important details stated in the bidding documents. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Any questions, clarification from interested from the back members? With none, so we need a motion for the adjournment.
Chief, discuss lang.
Katong sa quantity.
Quantities.
Oh,
Yep. Good afternoon, everyone.
I thought,
For the scope of work, I will be the one to discuss for the project 26 NE 0059 for the construction of multipurpose building, DTI Negosyo Center, Barangay Skulta, Dinagat Islands, located at Barangay Skulta, Dinagat Islands. So the description, we have construction of MPB, DTI Negosyo Center. Scope of works includes earthworks, reinforced concrete, roofing, ceiling, painting works, tile works, electrical and air conditioning systems. With an ABC of 6,930,000 pesos. Project duration, 210 calendar days. So this is the perspective drawing of the project, a 3-story building, and then the floor plan. So for the scope of works, first we have the provision of field office for the engineer in rental basis, good for 7 months. Permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard or signboard. Occupational safety and health, mobilization and geotechnical exploration, 20 lineal meters. So we have for earthworks, we have here structure excavation,
54.15 cubic meter. Embankment from structure excavation, 23.28 cubic meter. Gravel fill, 2.83 cubic meter. For reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, Class A, 28 days, 72.68 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 10,735.7 kilograms. False works and formworks and false works, 472.17 square meter. For the finishing and other civil works, we have sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, lump sum. Ceiling or 4.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 193.69 square meter. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. Aluminum frame glass doors, wing type, 5.25 square meter. Aluminum glass windows, sliding type, 4.88 square meter. For owning type, 47.87 square meter. And for fixed type is 17.94 square meter. And for frames, jambs, seals, head transoms, and mullions, we have 9 sets. And then we have doors, wood panel, 15.96 square meter. Pre-painted metal sheets, above 0.427 mm, rib type long span, 55.61 square meter. Waterproofing, cement base, 10.8 square meter. Glazed tiles and trims, 113.61 square meter. And glazed tiles, 9.34 square meter. Then we have cement plaster finished, see that 680.82 square meter. Painting works for masonry or concrete, we have 847.35 square meter. For wood, 24.38 square meter. And for steel, 132.72 square meter. For CHB non-load bearing for 100 mm, 20.52 square meter. For 150 mm, 319.89 square meter. Metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 6 pieces. Bolts and rods, 20.72 kilograms. Sag rods, 15.54 kilograms. Cross bracing, 22.87 kilograms. And steel plates, 111.82 kilograms. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, 894.68 kilograms. For purlins, 375.87 kilograms. And for railings, 57.77 meters. For electrical works, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. And for mechanical work, we have air conditioning system, package or split type, 1 lump sum. Fire extinguisher, 10 pounds. ABC with bracket, 1 lump sum. Then for the breakdown of items, so for geotechnical investigation soil, 2 boreholes with 10 meters depth each borehole. So for the minimum equipment requirement, we have 1 dump truck, 1 plate compactor, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, one bar bender, 2 welding machines, 1 cutting outfit, and 1 truck mounted crane. And that would be all for the project 26 NE 0059. Any questions from the contractors or members? So let's proceed to the next project. The poblasyon. Okay. Sharing information. So for the next project, we have here the construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Poblasyon, Cagdianao, Dinagat Islands. So project location, Barangay Poblasyon, Cagdianao, Dinagat Islands with an ABC of 800,000. Contract duration is 210 calendar days. Contract ID 26NE0060. So here's the perspective of the barangay hall, the multipurpose building. So kung ano siya, wala na yung roofing ni. Deck slab na niya yung sa taas. So for the scope of works, we have provision of field office for the engineers in rental basis for good for 7 months. Permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard and signboard, one piece. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization/demobilization, 1 lump sum. And then we have geotechnical investigation for soil, 20 linear meters. Structure excavation, 119.57 cubic meter. Embankment from structure excavation, 100.66 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, common soil, 5.44 cubic meter. Gravel fill, 20.67 cubic meter. For the reinforced concrete, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, Class A, 28 days. We have 106.96 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 40, 15,395.35 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 838.53 square meter. And then for finishing and other civil works, we have sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. Ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 190.33 square meter. Double wall partition, 6 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 32.81 square meter. Carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. So the breakdown for carpentry and joinery works, we have here 2.9 by 0.25 meter PVC ceiling panel. So diri siya kita kini. May siya spandrel ceiling. Diri. Then kini po 100 mm by 30 mm WPC panel sunshade. Then for finishing hardware, we have lock set, hinges, stainless signage, barangay hall letters, kini diri, and building marker. So sa building marker, mangutan na lang sa programmer. Then we have finishing and other civil works. Continuation na siya part E. So fire rated fire exit steel door, 3.78 square meter. Aluminum framed glass door sliding type, 3.78 square meter. Swing type, 34.62 square meter. For aluminum glass windows, sliding type, 33.89 square meter. For owning type, 1.95 square meter. For fixed type, 40.28 square meter. Frames, we have 6 sets. Doors, flush, 8.61 square meter. Doors, wood panel, 3.78 square meter. Waterproofing, cement base, 124.14 square meter. Glazed tiles and trims, 182.86 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 115.44 square meter. Cement plaster finished, 685.18 square meter. Painting works for masonry and concrete, 820.63 square meter. For wood, 9.8 square meter. And for steel, 36.01 square meter. CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm, 167.82 square meter. For 150 mm, 194.37 square meter. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. Railing, 1 lump sum. For structural steel, ang suludan is emergency exit stair materials. So checkered steel plate, angle bars, square bars, rectangular tube, and GI pipe. Kaning sa fire exit. So for electrical works, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices, 1 lump sum. And lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. So for the solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices, so mo ni siyang breakdown, 12 pieces, 550 watts solar panel, 1 piece 10 kilowatts hybrid inverter, 1 piece 300 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and PVC cable, clamps, and other accessories. So for mechanical works, we have exhaust fan, ceiling cassette, 5 sets. For wall mounted, we have 1 set. Air conditioning package or split type, 1 lump sum. Fire extinguisher, 10 pounds, ABC with bracket, 2 sets. So for the air conditioning package or split type, we have 1 set of 1 HP air conditioner split type. So complete accessories included ng copper tube and fittings. So for the minimum equipment requirement, we have 1 dump truck, 1 cargo truck, 1 plate compactor, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 2 welding machines, and 1 cutting outfit. And that would be all for the project 26NE0060. Any questions on the contractor? So hearing none, let's proceed to our third project. The vicinity. Okay, for our third project, we have here construction of multipurpose building, Barangay San Vicente, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands. So location, Barangay San Vicente, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands, with an ABC of 19,800,000. So contract duration is 195 calendar days. Contract ID 26NE0061. So this is the perspective of San Vicente, Tubahon Gymnasium. So ang ato ani is ang kwan lang katurang ang more on architectural na lang sa gawas. Existing na ni ang kining iyang structural niya katong columns, beams, pati roofing sila nang murag sila nang kwan na to. Mo ni ang nandugay ang kwan na lang ni painting, electrical works, mo nilang buhaton sa 20 million. Then ay mga solar ani or generator. So mao nila may municipal donation. So for the scope of works, we have provision of field office for the engineers in rental basis. We have 6.5 months. Permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard or signboard, 1 each, 1 piece. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. We have earthworks for earthworks, we have structural excavation, 94.88 cubic meter, embankment from structural excavation, 22.34 cubic meter, gravel fill, 78.34 cubic meter. And then for structural concrete, 3,000 PSI class A, 28 days, 143.27 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 40, 6,335.95 kilograms. Formworks and falseworks, 197.47 square meter. Sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. Rough hardware, 1 lump sum. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. Aluminum frame glass door, swing type, 35.28 square meter. Aluminum glass windows, sliding type, 15.6 square meter. For awning type, 30.4 square meter. And for fixed type, 77.4 square meter. Frames, 15 sets. Waterproofing, cement base, 75 square meter. Glazed tiles and trims, 434.8 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 43.29 square meter. Doors, wood panel, 31.9 square meter. Cement plaster finished, 541.32 square meter. Painting works for steel is 2,120.7 square meter. And PVC doors and frames, 22.68 square meter. CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm, 116.09 square meter. CHB non-load bearing, 150 mm, 177.88 square meter. For electrical works, we have conduits, boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Generator, 3-phase, continuous, 1 lump sum. Solar panel with inverter, battery, and other devices, 1 lump sum. and lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have 1 dump truck, 1 plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 2 welding machines, 1 cutting outfit, and 1 truck mounted crane. And thank you. That would be all for the project 26NE 0061. Any questions from the contractors? So hearing none, let's proceed to our fourth project, the Santa Cruz. Okay. For the fourth project, we have construction of multi-purpose municipal executive building, Santa Cruz, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. Location, Barangay Santa Cruz, San Jose, Dinagat Islands, with an ABC of 19,800,000. Contract duration, 240 calendar days. Contract ID 26NE 0062. So, perspective for the municipal building of San Jose. Then for the scope of works, we have provision of field office for the engineers in rental basis, good for 8 months. Permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard and signboard. Occupational safety and health. Mobilization and demobilization. Geotechnical investigation, 30 lineal meter. Structure excavation, common soil, 252.24 cubic meter. Embankment from structure excavation, 205.38 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, 26.25 cubic meter. And gravel field is 50.06 cubic meter. For reinforced concrete, for structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class A 28 days, 217.28 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 26,822.2 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 941.12 square meter. Sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. For ceiling, 4.5 mm. Metal frame, fiber and cement board, 360.00 square meter. Double wall partition, 6 mm. Metal frame, fiber cement board, 104.9 square meter. Carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum. Rough hardware, 1 lump sum. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. And for the plumbing fixtures, money ang breakdown niya. 11 sets water closet, complete with fittings and accessories. 1 set kitchen sink. 9 sets wall hung lavatory, complete with fittings and accessories. 6 sets urinal, complete with fittings and accessories. Gate valve, check valve, floor drains, handrail for PWD, shower head with valve, soup holder, mirror, faucet, phenolic board for toilet partition. Then for carpentry and joinery works, we have 2.9 meter by 0.25 meter PVC ceiling panel and 50 mm by 50 mm wooden hand railing for stair. Then for the rough hardware, we have roof eaves materials, so tile roof design and tubular steel rafter. Finishing hardware, we have lock set, hinges, stainless signage, and building marker. Then we have fire-rated fire exit steel door, 4.3 square meter. Aluminum frame glass door sliding type, 13.56 square meter. Aluminum glass windows sliding type, 17.52 square meter. For owning type, 33.84 square meter. And for fixed type, 51.58 square meter. We have frames, 10 sets. Doors flush, 4.3 square meter. Doors wood panel, 11.64 square meter. Tempered glass, 6 mm. 6 mm is 59.97 square meter. For 12 mm, we have 26.72 square meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26 for ridge scrolls. 42 lineal meter. For flashing, 73.4 lineal meter. And for pre-painted metal sheets, above 0.427 mm, rib type, long span, 245.5 square meter. Waterproofing, cement base, 102.9 square meter. Glaze tiles and trims, 533.25 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 165.95 square meter. Cement plaster finished, 1,450.27 square meter. Painting works for masonry and concrete, 1,430.27 square meter. For steel, 471.22 square meter. For CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm, including reinforcing steel, 168.25 square meter. For 150 mm, 642.36 square meter. Metal structural accessories, turnbuckle, 12 pieces. Bolts and rods, 24 kilograms. Sag rods, 36.5 kilograms. Cross bracing, 111.44 kilograms. Steel plates, 400.15 kilograms. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. So, mo na yung steel deck, second floor slab, emergency steel stair, checkered plate, angle bars, and GI pipes. So, structural steel trusses, 2,839.11 kilograms. For purlins, 2,448.23 kilograms. And for railing, we have 1 lump sum. So, ang breakdown niya is 50 mm diameter steel pipe and 38 mm diameter steel pipe. For electrical works, we have conduits, boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. For mechanical works, we have exhaust fan, ceiling cassette, 5 sets. And for wall mounted, we have 1 set. For minimum equipment requirement, 1 dump truck, 1 cargo truck, 1 plate compactor, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 2 welding machines, 1 cutting outfit, and 1 truck mounted crane. Thank you. And that would be all for 26NE0062. Any questions? So let's proceed to our fifth. Sa mga wharf na. Limera. So for our fifth project, for contract ID 26NE0063, construction of wharf, Barangay Yamera, Libho, Dinagat Islands. So project location is at Barangay Yamera, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Description of project is construction of boat landing with a total area of 127.65 square meter. Total ABC of 4,950,000. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. So for the scope of works, we have provision of field office for the engineers and rental basis, good for 6 months. Provision of progress photographs for 6 months. Construction survey and staking, 1 lump sum. Project billboard or signboard. Occupational safety and health. Mobilization and demobilization. Geotechnical investigation for soil, 30 lineal meters. Structure excavation, common soil, 23.93 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, common soil, 477.42 cubic meter. So embankment from barrow, soft rock, is 288.85 cubic meter. For subgrade preparation, common material, 311.12 square meter. Aggregate sub-base course is 96.06 cubic meter. For PCCP and reinforced, 0.15 meter thick, 14 days, 116.67 square meter. For PCCP and reinforced, 0.20 meter thick, 14 days, 155.56 square meter. And then for the Wharf structure, we have precast concrete sheet piles, driven, 360 meters. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 10,248.04 kilograms. Structural concrete, 27.58 megapascal, class A, 28 days, 96.8 cubic meter. And for miscellaneous structures, we have tapered solar LED roadway lighting, 6 meters height, 60 watts to 100 watts, 4 pieces. For minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump trucks, 1 backhoe, 1 vibratory roller, 1 road grader, 1 cargo truck, and 1 water truck. Then 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 concrete saw, 1 concrete screeder, and 1 drop hammer. Required source of fine and coarse aggregates are delivered on site. So source of embankment are from Santo Niño Mountain Quarry, Basilisa, Dinagat Islands. So utilization of quarry sites. And then for the breakdown of pay items for facilities for the engineers, we have 1 messenger work or utility worker and 1 unit field office. For provision of progress photographs, 1 skilled laborer, minor tools, digital camera, size 3R pictures, photo album. And then for construction survey and staking, we have 0.06 kilometer warp staking survey. Then project billboard, 1 unit, 1.22 meter by 2.44 meter tarpaulin billboard or signboard, 0.0125 meter stake marine plywood. Then for occupational safety and health, hiring 1 full-time safety officer. Then the PPEs, safety helmets, safety shoes, safety vest, working gloves, rubber boots, face mask, raincoats. So, muna siya ang map sa project. So, katong naka-light, naka-cyan na color, muna yung rendering wharf structure. Muna yung saan siya na gas inlet na river. So, this is the plan. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, hello, Garin.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Kuan,
65.
Llamera. Llamera na siya na wharf. Dili. Kuan ra. Pili na.
Pila kami. Tumoy.
19.
Dikit, tumoy. Diyan ibasa, 45.
What? 19 million. Ah, 19 million na yun. Dito.
Hindi, 65 pag mo ibasa, pero 4 million sa toto, pinang nila pa.
Paano siya, ma'am? Santo Niño? Mamunigihatag na.
Asa to?
Ako ito basa mo.
Mamunigihatag na slides.
Wala.
Correction.
Sandali niya na.
Sa ito nila.
Really, sir. Para na ito.
Ang Lamera, 19 million.
Limera dyan ni siya.
63 man.
Asa, pepe na.
63, 19 million.
Pwede ba malanta sa pao?
Hindi pa ulit. 60. Pwede rin naman. Pwede rin naman. Mali.
Kaya ako din ba, 5 million.
Ano pa ang bidbooks?
Oh, sir. Isa ra ang 10 million.
Ang masaya ka talaga.
Saan ko yung 5 million nga? Okay.
And later, tapos tumangga.
4.9.
Sa ibang notice. Ang notice ang nasa iyo.
Sakto na sa
Kung million ba?
Pila nga
5 million kibali.
4.995.
4.995.
Sa notice na so dapat notice ito nasa may days na notice na
So, any question from contractors? So, let's proceed to our sixth project. Magsaysay. Say, magsaysay. Okay, for 26 NE 0064, we have construction of wharf, Barangay Magsaysay, Libho, Dinagat Islands. So location of project is Barangay Magsaysay, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Description is construction of boat landing with a total area of 304.5 square meters with an ABC of 9,900,000 pesos. Duration is 210 calendar days. So for scope of works, provision of field office for the engineers, rental basis, 7 months. Construction surveillance taking, 1 lump sum. Project billboard and signboard. Occupational safety and health. Safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization/demobilization, 1 lump sum. Geotechnical investigation, we have 30 linear meters. Removal of structures and obstruction, 1 lump sum. Embankment from structure excavation, 51.59 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, 317.99 cubic meter. We have precast concrete sheet piles driven 682.5 meters. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 26.913.69 kilograms. Structural concrete, 27.58 megapascal. Class A, 28 days, 235.87 cubic meter. Hand-laid rock embankment, 834.59 cubic meter. And for miscellaneous structures, tapered solar LED roadway lighting, 6 meter height, 60 watts to 100 watts, 4 pieces. For minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump truck, 1 backhoe, 1 cargo truck, 2 one bagger concrete mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 plate compactor, 1 welding machine, 1 cutting outfit, 1 drop hammer. So for the source of aggregates or required source of fine and coarse aggregates, they are delivered on site. Source of embankment and boulders are from Santo Niño Mountain Quarry, Basilisa, Dinagat Islands. So utilization of quarry sites other than the stated herein shall be accredited or approved based on the DPWH standards and specifications, calendar year 2013 edition by the Quality Assurance and Hydrology Division, this region, prior to dropping of bids. So for the facilities for the engineers, 1 unit field office. For construction survey and staking, 0.03 kilometer warp staking survey. For project billboard, 1.22 by 2.44 meter tarpaulin billboards. And for the detailed plan, global. Okay. So this is the location map. Diri ang proposed na wharf. Barangay Magsaysay. Then detailed plans. So that will be all for 26NE0064. And let's proceed to our last project. So for 26NE0065, the construction of wharf, Barangay Santo Niño, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Location, Barangay Santo Niño, Libho, Dinagat Islands. Project description, construction of boat landing with an total area of 85.61 square meter with an ABC of 4,950,000 pesos. Project duration is 180 calendar days. So, scope of works, provision of field office for the engineers, 6 months. Provision of furnitures and fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. Construction survey and staking, 1 lump sum. Project billboard and signboard, 1 piece. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization/demobilization, 1 lump sum. Geotechnical investigation soil, 30 lineal meters. Removal of structures and obstruction, 1 lump sum. Embankment from barrow, common soil, 75.9 cubic meter. For wharf structure, we have precast concrete sheet piles driven, 468.8 meter. Reinforcing steel, grade 40, 11,774.98 kilograms. Structural concrete, 27.58 megapascal, class A, 28 days, 92.5 cubic meter. And paint, 48.75 square meter. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have hand-laid rock embankment, 194.04 cubic meter. And for miscellaneous structures, we have tapered solar LED roadway lighting, 6 meter height, 60 watts to 100 watts, 4 pieces. And for minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump trucks, 1 backhoe, 1 cargo truck, 1 water truck, 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 concrete vibrator, and 1 drop hammer. For source of aggregates, so source of embankment are from Santo Niño Mountain Quarry, Basilisa, Dinagat Islands. So for utilization of quarry sites other than the stated herein shall be accredited or approved based on the DPWH standards and specifications CY 2013 edition by the Quality Assurance and Hydrology Division. This region prior to the dropping of beats. So for the breakdown of pay items, for facilities for the engineers, we have 1 unit field office. Then provision of furnitures, fixtures, equipment, appliances for the field office for the engineer, office supplies. For construction survey and staking, 0.012 kilometer warp staking survey. For project billboard, we have 1 unit, 1.22 by 2.44 tarpaulin billboard. And this is the location or the plan of the project. There is an assigned. So mo ni yang concrete sheet piles. Very. And that would be all. Mr. Chair.
Question yan.
Ay.
Makaagi ba ang bangko dito?
Sa
doon niya. Masangit mo na bangko.
ang Dirino.
Oo.
Ang nag-save ba din siya?
Kung na makasulit ang bangko niya.
Ang Diri sa Diri. Nangyari ko Diri.
Kasi sa ilan ko.
Diri, gini. Mula
Oo.
araw.
Siya lang.
Diri siguro mo. Ay, balay.
Kailangan ka. Yan. Buka to na ako na. Kapag kinulog sa kuwan. Sa concrete pile. Pag-abot sa lado. Oo, sa lahat. Parang magkaklayong. Di ka ba mo unas? Di ka mo unas niya.
Diri na side, no?
Oo. Di ba mo unas niya? Taog mang permit. Ako pag unas. Dahil pitubig. Hindi pa nayahan ba?
Sweetan.
Bako kumukuha ng humol. Bank pay ka naman yung bank company.
Ni
26
26,000.
cubic meter. Oh, pagkuha nga sa bako. Ang tubig kang di aram
76.
makakayo.
76, sir?
Hmm?
76.
26. Ang sa iba.
Ha?
Ha? Di ka patang. Isang mga isang bako kay Jay at ko. Sangit paglawan dito bako.
Tumay ko.
Na ang dahil dito sa pagtindog sa concrete piles. Mga walang bako. Dagat, para kalayong. Okay, na kung mabaw.
Ako na ikaw tumam sa aming program. Paabot.
Kalayong na patuan sa buwan.
Kay i-validate mo din nila rin. So, nakita doon to niya po na art ko.
Dahil yan ko. Magsangit pa ko doon ko ba? Ang bako. Pagpatindog na ako sa buwan. Sa concrete piles.
Okay, wala mo kadto ni Sir Gil diri lugar. Hindi ko makuha.
Nakadto
Pero
ko
feeling na ako
sa-
marig mo yung art. Kini siguro art ko. Kini yun.
Nakuha na ko doon niya.
Kini
Ako, lugar ko. Pagtindog sa pile, paggamit sa bako, maglisod kay at na kung nato na impas ng humol ng dagat kay kung munas taas siya po ng dagat. Okay ra kung ha? Katos pagkalisod na sa pile. Sila pile na rin. Wala mo sa may pinapat pa. Near later na.
Pila ka linya ko there?
469.
169.
November 6.
Hindi, kung 600 meters na ganaan.
Pila ka kuando, pinataas ang sa kuando na kamu. Kaya ang files.
Validate sa plano mo.
Ito.
Pila ka pieces.
Pila
ka?
variable pagani.
Variable pa man.
So, pagani ini kuan. Is file diretso na file na doon. Ang katasin ni kundi kuan. Wait, is file na to nila.
Wala na exception ko.
Fabricate na to kung 6 meters kung ulod pa, impas.
Pero diri sa ila ko, diri sa
Kaya may is file ko doon. Kung na to diretso yung fabricate nito na file.
Elevation.
Unlit na to mo.
5 sea level.
Impas na to file lubong.
DEO na nakandong.
Ha?
DEO ba?
Yan may security pa.
O,
At
galing.
full pag presyo sa kababuhangin.
O, galing. Ano?
Adili mo sa pagkukuha niyo, kiwan po pa ng kababuhas. Alam ko, bakit mo po pang program?
Oh, wala na ni sir.
Kay,
Kay
si Way mo kuha.
ako na ng programmer na 800. Pero kay na tirahan man nila dito sa survey. Kuan siguro nilang sa kalawang kunani.
Dili lang muna.
Sige.
Amunas, pero dahil ito dagat.
Ibase diri sa
Pero dahil ito dagat na.
ibase sa ila diri.
Dagat na kayo, di pa muna
Diri sa plano 3.4 meter. mean low sea level pag munas. Pag high sea level, 5.44.
May napunta pa 5-6 kilisyon yung dali. So,
Wait pa kami sa
ito sa simpla ng 5-6 kilisyon. Ilang Roman na lang ang padik. Hindi na yung makubra.
So,
Ako rin pa-verify nga. Pero,
sige sir.
In terms of, pero hindi matakasan ng dito karon. Iba kayo yan, parang din napunta at ang business na pagpayas sa release o sa release sa dito.
sa kabilya na sige nagsaka.
Ang
Kuman, di
advice
nakakuha sila ng presyo kuman kay sige nagsaka.
ang advice mo sir sa region katong last week na may dito meeting nagikan si RD. Maghulat lang ni sa kuan April 15. Hulat mi sa release sa PSA sa ila price index nila para maya mo basis sa pag-increase po sa mga presyo.
Okay.
Kahit mahal man ang fuel.
Lagi na kayo kuman. Yung supplier mo, paano ba na sila? Ang presyo kuman na mo ini. Pagka tuyo ka adlaw,
Lain na.
i-order lain ang presyo. Dili na sumula ang mura permi. 1 week so sabi nakadako diferensya.
Yan.
Kaya nag-testing ako pagpakuan na pagpiling presyo ini. Dili makapix. O di rin minit kuman mo ini. Pero kaya to kami mo rin ma-offer presyo. Nakaisip ka nagsaka.
Daily stable ang prices. Nung panahon. April 15 na bago na. Mag-offer man.
Lagi. Kaya piso pa si paklaro sa bito pagkuan nila ito sa
Ako na nag-kuan side bagdita ni kung ano nakainga na siya design ba. Sige. Consider ba niya tong Arco or
kaya nga sabi ko
wala
nila
mo
ko.
kan sige.
any other questions? Nagawa fingers. Ayun, so, need a motion to
the pre-bid templates.
it was been moved by Engineer Lim and seconded by Engineer Tabashi, so this we would go by this system.